So, I can't see you, but I know you're there, so I'm just going to go over what we got going on. This is Papa Bear with Beginner's Airsoft Player, and I've had people ask before, what is in our armory? I took a picture of part of it today. I thought I'd lay it all out here. I'm videotaping for YouTube and Periscope, so it's going to be a little bit interesting. The boys are actually out today, so it's just me, so bear with me. What I wanted to go over was basically everything that we currently have in our current gun line, basically. We've gotten rid of a few guns, and as some of you know and have been following us from the beginning, first, we thank you for that, and secondly, we started off, my kids wanted to do Airsoft, and I said, okay, you can do it as long as I do it with you. I was your football coach, and I thought this would be another cool way for father-son time to go down, so that's basically how it started, and from there, it's become my passion and something that I want to continue with them. Both of them love doing it. They have different styles of play, and we've met a lot of people through it, so just, going through that, we started off with 3 Crossman Stinger type pistols and rifles from Walmart, and after about 2 weeks we realized that that was probably not the best route to go because we needed something a little bit more. Back then we lived in a house with a pretty big backyard, and I said, you know what, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. So I started bringing home tires and pallets, and I got a little playground area, and I made a whole small field, and we would invite the neighbors over and friends over, and we would actually have backyard battles every Thursday night. After work, I'd get home, I'd change, and we'd play Airsoft in the backyard, and then from there we moved on to the field. So the first real gun that we had after the Springers was the D-Boys M4 from I think we got it at Airsoft Megastore, and it was the one that came with the rocket launcher and the different stocks and the PEC box, and I think it was like $70, and it was awesome. We loved it, and it was perfect for what we needed for backyard play. It was fantastic. Then we started talking to more people and getting to know some people, and they said, you know what, you got to try this gun or try that gun, and that's where Beginner's Airsoft started. Was I started posting things on my own personal Instagram, and I used the hashtag Airsoft. Well, a couple of milsimmers, they saw that and they didn't really care for it. So they immediately jumped on me and said, you can't use Airsoft in those pictures. Those are, you're a noob and this and that. And I said, you're right, I am new to the sport. And I said, but I want to learn, and I don't think it's right for you to tell me not to. So the next day I told my wife, I said, I'm going to start an account just for Airsoft. And she said, okay, but you don't really do Airsoft. I said, I'm going to. And if you've known me long enough, you'll know that I am all in on everything. So I started Beginner's Airsoft with the boys, and I said, we're going to just go from there. And fortunately, they liked it. So that's a little background on Beginner's Airsoft Player. As you know, we're part of the Brevard Knights. I'm the captain of the team now, and we're sponsored, and that's great. But really, it's all about getting out there and playing. So without further ado, what I want to do is just go over first the smallest gun on the table as far as power. This is my daughter's gun, and this is actually the Crossman R71. As you can tell, it has the custom paint job that I did for her. She's kind of small, so sometimes when she plays, she uses just like this. This is an MP5 style gun, hopper fed, so you can look through the sight, but you don't really see anything, because that's where the BBs are. The battery, the mag is actually the battery, but this is super light, and this was my first AEG that I had, and I just remembered that I would shoot the boys. They didn't have this yet, and so we played with this in the backyard. Really a good gun to start with for kids. I really like this. She's 6, so when she goes out and wants to shoot, that's what I give her. So that is the first gun on our list, and it's her little gun. One day she's going to be like Leah and Hasmin and all the other girl players. She really wants to go out and play. So that's that one. Let me put it down here. All right. So next on the table, we like MP5s here. We really like MP5s. I've been fortunate enough. People have asked me, how do you afford all this? I've been a really smart shopper. I know Iron Man's a dad, so he knows that you can't just support everything all at once. So it's taken a while to build, so I want to just go through a couple of the MP5s that we have. This is a JG MP5. This is the one I use for my flashpoint loadout, and this is one of my primary guns for indoor play. I love this gun. It's a JG. It runs off a 9.6 battery up here in the front. Yes, I painted the flash hider, sorry. I love this gun mainly because I always liked MP5s. If you're a Navy SEAL fanatic, you know that when they started in the early 80s with SEAL Team 6, this was the gun of choice for all counter-terrorist groups, and it just was something that stuck with me. It's just my favorite one, and it's got the most wear and tear. Originally, I got this for Hammer because he's small, and his M4 just was too hard for him to carry, so we got him this, and then he started using the M4, and I started using this. So we've got this one. We have the Echo 1 MP5. This is a full metal, or not full metal, full metal inside, and it's polymer on the outside, just like the real one. This was a trade that we did for a plate carrier. I've shot this a couple times. It's missing the stock, which eventually I'm going to fix. This gun kicks ass. I love this gun. It's powerful. I got this from one of our teammates. He wanted to trade it out for a vest, and that's the best part of the MP5 is the MP5 slat. It's a heavy gun, but one thing I have seen is people will take the butt plate off, and they'll put a hook and just use that. Thought about doing that, but who knows? Eventually, I might upgrade this or send it over to Team Gears and have them upgrade it for me. Not really sure yet, but love this one. The other MP5 that we have is the MP5K. This is a Galaxy version. It's got the rail system on it, added a suppressor, added a little flashlight, some rail covers, and a micro dot. This was a gift from Airsplat, our sponsor, and got this because I started using the other MP5, and Hammer said he wanted one, but he wanted one with a stock, so he uses this one every now and then. It's not the most powerful gun, but it is fairly accurate, and haven't had any problems with it. Added this big suppressor to make it look even more menacing, and a little sight works pretty well on it. So, not a very powerful flashlight. It's that blue flashlight, just something we had around, but it looks cool, and we don't use it that often. Alright, sticking with the HK theme is the JG, what they call the 614 or the 416. I took the backside off. I actually had big plans for this gun, and as you can tell, I've got a zip tie on the butt plate because it sucks and it breaks. However, the gun itself is really, really nice. I haven't used it too much. I was going to take off the flash hider and put a suppressor on, and I might use this eventually. I will not be doing impressions. I had a long discussion about that today on Instagram. I will, however, be doing kits. I'm not doing impressions, but I'll have loadouts, and for a Navy SEAL loadout, I think I might use this one. So, one more HK is the trusty HK USP. I've done reviews on this one before. I actually did the top 5 reasons to buy this gun. This gun came from Airsplat. Love this gun. Fairly inexpensive. Magazines are inexpensive. It's CO2 powered. It's trustworthy. I haven't had a single jam with it, and it just shoots, which is the best part. So I use this one a lot. This is my personal one. Hammer has one very much like it. This gun, I don't have the mag in it right now. This is the Taurus 2477. And I love this gun. This gun is probably the most reliable gun. I've had this now going on 3 years. This is not the metal slide version, just the polymer one, but I love this gun. This gun has been through a lot with us. We've played several games in the rain, out in the heat. I've dropped it in the mud, cleaned it out. Very light, very reliable. Use this for target practice, and yes, my princess uses it too when she wants to. And next, this is Rhino's Walther P99 DAO, and it's completely empty. It's got CO2 in it, I think. But this gun he got for Christmas last year. Very, very nice gun. Had a buddy using it at Combat City. He really liked it, and he said, you know what? I like that gun. That's the one I want to use. And I really recommend this gun. It's a very nice gun. It's light. It's very well built. Magazines are fairly inexpensive, and it's a good gun overall. So that's that one. One more HK. Give me a second. Let me get it. And this is one of my favorite field guns. People have seen pictures of it before. Always get compliments on the paint job. It's my G36C. If I don't say the C, then everybody freaks out because, you know, it's got the collapsible stock. I love this gun. This gun, I've painted it, got the angled foregrip on it and the long suppressor. I also run a 9.6 on this. It has no internal upgrades, but I have not had a single problem with it. The only problem that I have with the G36 is that I can't find the G-Mags anymore. And if you have them and you're watching this and you want to send me some, please feel free to. I bought a whole box of mags for it. I had one G-Mag, and if you don't know what a G-Mag is, it's the G36 version of a P-Mag. Unfortunately, it's not working. Might have to do some minor repairs to it. So now, moving on from the HK line, everybody says we have way too many M4s. That's just nonsense because you can't really have too many M4s. But we did expand from the MP5 line, and we did finally join Hasmin and everybody else in the AK world with this JG AK that we got from one of our teammates. Actually met him via Facebook, and he was selling it. Met up with him, and now he's part of the team. We added one of the Magpul stocks to it. This is Rhino's new favorite field gun. He loves this thing. No internal upgrades, but he's got plenty of room for optics up here, and he really enjoys this gun. Very well built, and we're part of the AK race now, so yay. Let's see. Alright, so then, let me think. Let's go on to the M4s. So, we started with D-Boys, and with like I said, the little basic M4, and from there we moved on. We picked up, and there's a video already of this gun, but I'll bring it out first. We, where'd it go? Oh, it's over here. The Elite Force M4 CQB. This is the older version, not the new version. I actually have done a review on this one before. It has an aim point on it, lens protector, pec box, flashlight, mock suppressor, and when Hammer wanted a new gun, he bought the black one, and we traded out some of the furniture. This gun is awesome. I've used this one a lot more than almost any gun really for CQB except for my MP5, and it just, I love it. I love the look. I didn't go with the traditional black and tan. I've got some green on it. I've got the pec on it, and I really like it. But that's enough about that. Let's move on. Now, as far as Hammer goes, since he doesn't use the MP5s as much anymore, he has got his G&G Combat Machine Raider short version with the Gemtech Halo suppressor. This goes right over the flash hider, so you don't have to take the flash hider off, which he likes. He's got this NC Star sight on it, a red dot. This is a mock pec box. It's really a battery box. Flashlight, and that's how he runs it. He loves it just like this. It's got the rail covers in black. He uses this pretty much for all field games, and it gets a lot of good looks. Very reliable. If you know the G&G line, you know their slogan is "When accuracy matters." This is a workhorse of a gun. No problems, no concerns. That's Hammer's primary. Alright, so let's see. Trying to go in order of what we've received. So, let's get this one. So we used to have a black G&G Raider, and back when I started playing around with guns a little bit, I don't do a lot of internal upgrades. I've changed motors and a couple of springs, but other than that, I'm not too into that. I have somebody who does know how to do it, so I let them. We did a couple of trades, and we got this, we were doing something on Instagram, and there was a contest by Hobbytron. Now I know before you say anything, everyone complains about Hobbytron. Everybody complains about e-bike shipping, or they'll complain about another company, this or that. We won. We didn't even realize we won. Somebody sent us a message, said, hey, you won the gun from Hobbytron. So we won a G&G combat machine gun, just a standard combat machine gun M4, and this is what it's turned into. It's got the replica EOTech. I'm not going to tell you it's the real one. My other real one we traded out with somebody else. It does have an Echo 1 stock on it because it was wired to the front, but we put a Mad Bull rail system on it, and we swapped it out, so now it's wired to the back. It's got the foregrip, it's got rail covers on it, and it's a pretty good gun. I can't complain about it. I've had it going on 3 years, and other than just regular maintenance, it does what it does. This has kind of become our loaner gun when we have people come out and wanting to play for the first time. We lend them this, and then we send them out to buy one. So, very nice gun, and I'm sorry I'm not getting to any questions or comments on Periscope, but just trying to get through the Armory. This is one of the top guns that I recommend for new players is the combat machine gun or the Elite 474. I always try to go that way. And when they start going and they want something a little bit better, I lean them on either to Echo 1 or something similar to that. So, and speaking of Echo 1, this was sent to me by Airsoft last year. This is an M4 variant, obviously. This is the XER. This is the polymer version. I love this gun. This is my beast. This is the one that I take out and I run a lipo through it, and it just scares the hell out of people when they're out there. It's got a mock pec box on it. It's got a ACOG on it, rail covers, and that's all I need on this thing. This thing sounds amazing. It shoots like a laser right out of the box. And Echo 1 makes a high quality gun, and it shows in this. I had thought about doing some paint on it, but I like it the way it is, and I've got several pictures with it. So if you're looking for a second tier gun or a little bit more advanced, the XER line is awesome. Had a buddy at one of our fields I used to play with. He had the full metal one with the collapsible stock, and he would play that thing, and I was just like, wow. So I said, I want one of those, and I got it, and I really like it. It does have the sling point already on it, which kind of helps too. So that's my XER. And let's see here. So remember I told you that Rhino had the Elite Force CQB. Well, we were on the field one day with an Airsoft player who he really liked the way his gun looked, and he said, hey, would you mind trading with us? This is something I don't recommend. It's not something we do usually. However, this was a guy who we knew, and he was a friend, and so we traded it, and we got the KWA Mod 1, the CQR Mod 1. This is, the gun that everybody says you gotta have. You gotta have a KWA in your lineup. Well, we have a KWA in our lineup. We use it for field games, and took it out to Combat City not too long ago, and it performs. That's really it. It's a great quality gun. I could go on and on about this gun, but we're not doing a review. We're just kind of going through the Armory. Again, 99% of these guns don't have internal upgrades yet. A couple of them have changed out motors and springs. One has a new hop-up, but other than that, they're pretty stock. I got 3 kids to feed, so I'm not going to get into all that money to do all that stuff. Eventually I will. So from that, we're going to go to our newest 2 babies, one being the Valken Battle Machine Mod M in black, which, as you can tell, does not have the flash hider on it because it has the kick-ass Noveske KX3 sound amplifier, which is just awesome. I mean, went out in the backyard with it and we shot, and it was like a whole new gun. It just sounds like Rhino says, it just sounds boss. It does come with the flip-up sights. We did a review on this. I've got some rail covers on it just because of the sharp edges, and a bolt angled grip, which I really like. Super light gun. Used it on the field and in CQB and haven't had a single issue with it. One of my favorite things of it is the design of the stock. I really like it. It's a little bit different. Kind of mag pull, kind of different, so I like that. Really good gun. I really enjoy this. I know that Iron Man has been using the battle machines as well in his repertoire. Got this from Airsplat. Thank you for that. Really like this gun. Highly recommend it. This one and the G&G would be something for a beginner to use, and even intermediate, so you can have some room to grow. One thing I love about this gun, I'm not going to do it here, is this one pin right here. You push that pin out, and eventually Valken's going to come out with new hand guards, and this comes right out, and you can get to the barrel and do that. So I'm going to do a video of me shooting it one day with that sound amplifier so you guys can hear it. It makes a menacing sound. And last but not least, I have to give big ups to Echo One for sending this out. This is, let me put it this way, the Knights Armament SR16. This is the full long version carbine with the key mod rail system. Full trades by Knights Armament, and this is in tan, and this is the beast. We just added a couple things to it. The magnifier, this is a real aim point that my buddy Zach let me have. Eventually going to put a different stock on there. I really want to do the new VFC quick response stock. That thing looks amazing. Has a tactical flashlight, has an angled foregrip, and then it has my favorite thing in the whole wide world is the Knights Armament quick detach barrel extension with the metal flash hider. This is all you got to do is take this. Let me do it this way, it's easier. Put it in, and that's it. It's on. It's not coming off. Flip up sights. One there. Flashlight. Love this gun. Love, love, love this gun. Used it out at Combat City, and people were like, "Oh, that's the brand new one." I said, "Yes, it is," and it shoots like a champ. It does weigh a little bit now with all the accessories on it, but that's okay because it kicks ass. As a matter of fact, the next time I use it, I'm going to use the line that Iron Man told me I could borrow, and I'm going to go pick a fight with somebody with it out on the field. Not a real fight. But yeah, this gun is just a beautiful work of art. I really like it. It's just Echo One did a great job with it. I can't even say enough about it. And the one thing that I wasn't sure about when I got it was the key mod system, but after using it, even without the foregrip on there, it's really comfortable, really nice to hold. I haven't had that kind of, if you're not using an MP5 or something with a smooth front, it's just, sometimes the rails hurt. That's the one thing about the 416, the rails are so sharp that if you're not wearing gloves, it's a pain in the ass. This way, there goes the magnifier. Let's see, pop that open. There we go. It's just really nice to hold. I really like this gun. And again, big thanks to Echo One for sending that out our way. We're not sponsored by them. I'm just saying thank you because they did send it. So in a nutshell, those are all the guns that we currently have. We've got 2 USPs. I don't have any more MP5s in the lineup yet. I'm going to work on this Echo One. And eventually, I think one of my goals will be, it's not to do a Polar Star. Nothing against it. That's not my goal yet. I want to do maybe another AK, or maybe even do a special paint job on one of these guns. I'm debating whether I should paint the 416 or paint the Valken, but I have a special idea that I want to do in homage to one of my favorite movies, and it's going to be on one of these guns. So anyhow, that was it. I'm going to look here at the phone real quick, which is going to kind of look tacky. Let's see, guys. Let me turn this around. Double tap to flip camera. Alright. So there's no questions that I see. What's going on? Let's see, any questions? I don't see any questions. So got a few people watching, which is great. As you can see, I'm wearing my Echo One hat and my Airsplat shirt because I do like to give big props to the people that help us. And I just want to say thank you to every one of our followers. If you just check us out every now and then, or you're on Instagram all the time, and on YouTube and Facebook, it means a lot to us. It really does. The boys wanted to be here, but they had other commitments, so I thought I'd just do this and get it out of the way. So again, this is Papa Bear. See you on the field.